Hey guys, welcome to another Urban Wargaming video. Today I thought I'd do a bit about basing. It's something that you can use to just give your entire army that little bit extra. It adds a theme to your army that you can't really get through just painting alone. And it also, if you're not such a good painter, it allows you to add that extra bit to your models and just brings your army together really. So the first thing I'd kind of start off with today is this here. This is your standard Games Workshop stand. All different companies have different forms of sand or rock or battlefield or ballast or whatever they want to call it. They all come in varying grits. I find the Games Workshop stuff's good. It's readily mixed into other products such as your slate and all that kind of thing, and it's also on the right scale for fantasy as well, because finding things to use and base your army within fantasy is a little bit restrictive as the scale of the models is fairly small. That's just your generic sand. Next, you've got this stuff here. This is your smaller kind of slate, crushed up. That's about the size of it there, and I find that's really good to mix in with things such as the sand, use them around broken up areas of concrete, all that kind of thing. It helps a lot when you're trying to add that little bit more to a base. And this, guys, is what it kind of comes out as once you mix the two. So I use this for 40k. Currently I'm doing the Black Templars army, so they're a bit of a mix of the two. You can see there's a bit of cork in there as well. But they work really well. I also found that the new texture paints that G-Dub have just released, if you sand your base and you're looking for that extra little bit more, the texture paints, while painting your base, make an excellent way to just add that extra little bit of thickness to certain areas of the base that you're chasing. The next thing along, and possibly the most easiest to acquire and readily available, and practically everything that's good about basing, if that's even a coherent sentence, is cork. You'll realise that everybody who does display models, who does expert painting, who do painting tutorials, a lot of them will use cork. Cork is easily snapped. It's very much, if you just go at it with pliers, gives you a very easy way to pull it apart and make a very rocky kind of look out of it all. And when it comes to attaching it to a base and to a model, super glue it straight to the base, pin the model's feet to the cork, and you're ready to go. This has been popular for a while now. But yeah, it's just the easiest thing I've found to use. The next kind of thing are these resin bases here. Sorry. They come in the Games Workshop kits. They're kind of, I suppose, what you'd use as well as something similar to like your bits box, except these ones come in varying sizes. They're all ready to go. You glue them down to a base, sand around the edges, and you've got an amazing looking base straight off the bat. This piece here I think came from an Imperial City terrain kit from Games Workshop. It's this kind of thing, the small little extra bits that you get. These are what you can snap up. Rhino doors work really well as well. So yeah, those are another two ideas that you can use. Moving on to something that you want to have after you've maybe chosen an idea is the larger pieces of slate here. So the larger pieces of slate are good if you're doing like a winter theme and you want like a rocky outcrop area. You can have these standing up. They work really well with cork. You can even stack them on top of each other. You can get larger pieces of slate, and when I say larger, I mean larger than your average size base. They're fairly easy to break up. You just get a pair of pliers or something, put them on an edge, give it a bang, it'll snap it. but slate's really good for getting that winterish kind of look. It's really easy to paint, being real rock as well. You can't say it doesn't have a rocky look. But something else, once you've kind of sanded your bases or you've used your caulk, some people like to go the extra little bit and use this here. So this is your standard static grass or flock or whatever you want to call it. Once again, hundreds, probably hundreds, I don't know how many Helby companies are out there, but it is really easy to find static grass or flock. Any train store, modelling store, hobby store, they will all have it. This is the standard flock that you get in the Games Workshop basing kit. I find that I don't use a lot of the green stuff, as a lot of the basing looks I go for aren't hugely reliant on things that are new and green. I tend to gravitate more to the broken up, dead kind of look that you get in city fights and a battlefield that's been fought over. The next couple of things are these snow effects. So you saw me do something with this the other day on my Stormraven base. This here is crushed glass. It works really well as a sludgy kind of snow effect. And then you get, this is the Games Workshop snow products. I am a fan of my snow. Winter bases just look so cool. And this is more of a kind of hairy kind of look, if you can see there. It's closer to probably static grass than what you'd call a standard flock, but it tend to works really well. Mix it up with some PVA glue, clump it on, it looks pretty good. Now, the last thing, but definitely not the least thing, before you start painting your bases, is some people like to use water effects. So this is the Games Workshop water effects here, and with these ones you're able to do small puddles, a sludgy kind of look, all that kind of stuff. If however you want to go into a larger scale water effects, this stuff here, Glass Coat. I'm in Australia, this is where the best product I've found. It's a 2-part epoxy resin. As you can see on the bottle it says premium timber finish. It's supposed to be like a lacquer or something similar. It comes with instructions on how to use it. You can get them in bigger sizes, but it doesn't shrink and it goes very hard over the course of 24 hours I think it takes to cure. So that's what I use if I want to do large bodies of water. Now, once you've started to paint your base, other things come into it, such as these here are just some of the weathering powders I own. So what you can see here is dark iron, light rust, and aged rust. On my Stormraven base, I used a mixture of all three of these, plus some dry mud effects. They worked really well. They just add that little bit extra to your bases. What I've come to understand is if you mix it with alcohol, you can also turn them into a bit of a wash kind of deal, but I'm yet to try that. So guys, this has been another video from Urban Wargaming. Hope you enjoyed it, hope it gave you a bit of inspiration, and I'll put some still images of what kind of pops out on a base when you use it. I'll put some examples of what I've done with my bases in the past, and I hope to see you in the next video. Catch you later guys.